Gonna do my best not to give you any spoiler alerts in what is the number one movie in the U.S. Is it the number one? I don't know. Megan and I went to the theater and saw the largest crowds in a theater that we've seen in quite some time. So Jordan Peele, his new movie Nope is out and came out over the weekend. Opens with $44 million box office, and that's a pretty big open. Is it the top selling movie? What's the latest box office stats? Let's see here. So yeah, Nope looks like it's the top of the weekend. Beat out Thor: Love and Thunder. So this movie, listen, as somebody who has a hard time suspending my disbelief, and people who know me know that I can't watch certain things just because I can't do it. All right, I'm just inundated with too much information, really grounded in the real world, and it's tough for me to unplug my disbelief and just go along for a theater full of just computer graphics and flashy images and it just, I can't do it. That's why I can't really get into the latest comic book movies. I can't really just immerse myself into the whole concept of Doctor Strange or Transformers or even like the Spider-Man movies. It's just it's way too much computer graphics, way too much. I just, my eyes hurt after I watch it. I can't really suspend my disbelief. So I tend to go towards some of those movies that you can really, I guess in a way, immerse yourself in. Nope is one of those. Jordan Peele, if you're not familiar, he's from the comedy duo Key and Peele, and he's been putting out just some bangers lately. I think he did one that was called Get Out, which was phenomenal. If you didn't get a chance to see that, and what's wild is his flavor of movies. It's not comedy, it's horror, and he's doing an incredible job at it. Now, I'm not going to give any spoilers here, but the synopsis of the film that Google has is two siblings who run a California horse ranch discover something wonderful and sinister in the skies above, while the owner of an adjacent theme park tries to profit from the mysterious otherworldly phenomenon. This, of course, came out over the weekend, got top of the box office, $44 million altogether. It stars several people you may know, including, and it took me a while to realize this, Big Top from The Crow, the sinister head guy back in that mid-90s movie, The Crow. He had the long black hair. He had his sister/girlfriend. A lot of gang type land activity. He was Big Top. He was the guy. He was the top of the food chain in the criminal world. But Michael Wincott in it, which was nice to see him in a movie. I haven't seen him in a movie in years, but he was in it. Also, Stephen Yen from Walking Dead. He was in it. Daniel Kaluuya in it. He was also in Get Out, I believe. And is it KK Palmer? How do you pronounce that? But several people you'll recognize in this, including Keith David, doing just an incredible job. And I got to say, as somebody who can suspend my disbelief rarely, I suspended my disbelief just enough for this movie. And they did a fantastic job. Of course, it involves aliens. It involves different types of, unbelievable circumstances. I'm not going to give it away, but the alien craft, it's raises the questions of if it's indeed a craft or not. But some fascinating things done in it, some different ideas promoted in it, and as far as looking into the sky and you might see clouds, but what really is that a cloud? Is that cloud changed at all in the past day or two, let alone the past 6 months? Really enjoyed it. Particularly, it took a while to get into it. right? It started off, and I'll just play the trailer here. It started off with this family who owns the first ever black-owned horse stable for Hollywood, and you get the dynamics of a brother and a sister and a father figure who's lost. And the brother and sister are struggling, trying to keep the business afloat. They've got somebody wanting to buy the property. So you get all these dynamics built in. But then all of a sudden the mystery takes a while it takes about, a good 2/3 into the movie before you realize, okay, this is really going to ramp up quick. And it indeed does ramp up rather quick. So here's a little bit of the trailer that you can see online. And I would highly recommend you go check this out. It's pretty good.
Did you know that the very first assembly of photographs to create a motion picture was a 2-second clip of a black man on a horse? And that man is my great-great-grandfather.
Great.
There's another great-grandfather. But that's why back at the Haywood Ranch, as the only black-owned horse trainers in Hollywood, we like to say, since the moment pictures could move, we had skin in the game.
So the film, of course, has that vibe to it, and takes a while to get into it. But I tell you, it's well worth it, and you will enjoy sitting back and not being inundated with just computer-generated graphics ad nauseum, to where you don't even know what's reality. So well done, Jordan Peele. He's knocking him out of the park. Everything I've seen of his has been great, and I gotta apologize to my buddy Gabe, because this was playing on at the drive-in as well, but on at the drive-in, seeing a movie that might have darker palette, not necessarily the best. He raised that. He said, I'd rather see that in the movie theater. So, Gabe, I went to go see it without you. I'm sorry. But Megan and I, we enjoyed seeing it in a movie theater and saw probably more people in a movie theater than we'd seen in 3 years, quite frankly. So it was nice to see that. Also, we saw it in IMAX, which just added the element of the 5.1 surround sound, or whatever they describe that as now, and a larger screen, very crisp, beautiful presentation. But also the previews. The previews here are something that I think is it's indicative of Hollywood nowadays. Because one preview was a superhero movie. Again, I can't do it. It's just not my cup of tea. Another preview looks fantastic, and it's about Oppenheimer. So the Manhattan Project, the creator of the atomic bomb. So that looks phenomenal. That's coming soon. But then it was like in IMAX this summer. Relive the magic, relive the fear of Jaws. Now, we all know Hollywood has a problem with remaking movies from the 80s. The nostalgia dollar is very real. But this isn't a remake. They're bringing back Jaws. Like they're gonna put the whole thing back into the theater. So now Hollywood no longer remaking things. Now they're just completely rehashing things. And I wonder what's next to come out in its original form to go into IMAX. Some 1970s slasher flicks, maybe? I don't know. But apparently Jaws is going to be back in action in movie theater, so you can overpay to go see that. All right, it is Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and